Welcome everyone to my quick review of the 2018 Game On Expo at the Phoenix Convention Center at the heart of downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Today marked the first day of the event. Unfortunately, the little dude couldn't join me, but I wanted to bring you a really quick early sneak peek of the event before the madness truly begins this Saturday and Sunday. My main purpose really is to promote this fantastic fun event, and I really wanted to encourage those of you who are gamers, developers, collectors, cosplayers, and so on to come and check out this event. Even if you don't make it this weekend, I hope you consider coming down to visit when they hold it again next year. I simply just wanted to show you some quick shots of the event and what it has to offer. I even got a chance to meet some great artists, fabulous fans, awesome vendors, and even some celebrities, including YouTube personalities and a few star cast members of the Mortal Kombat game. So a quick disclosure, I was fortunate enough to upgrade to a VIP pass on this day and entered an hour earlier before everyone else. So if you start to see some barren spots, it's only because I was there before the mad rush. One of the most intriguing things for me was to meet some independent game developers. I was really interested in how they do it, what the process was like, and I was fortunate enough to meet Ben and Russ here, who were part of the developers of Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, one of the most anticipated games that was definitely a throwback to the NES days and SNES. And fortunately here they were able to bring up a new finished product, which they were able to launch a cartridge version of their game for the SNES port. Again, just as a quick reminder, this is the VIP access an hour early before everyone else came in and before the events actually even started, but here's where you get to see some of the tournaments that the Game On Expo was holding. In the back end here you can see that there are some TV screens where some of the other players and fans can sign up and compete against each other in some retro games. The Game On Expo even gives you an opportunity to introduce you to some stuff that you might not be familiar with. For me, it was Killer Queen. This has been out since 2013 and it was one of the first 10-player arcade games that ever came out. I was actually fascinated by it and had fun playing it. As a small-time collector and eBayer on the side, I absolutely look forward to these events because it gives me an opportunity to meet some vendors that might possibly sell some things that I'm looking for that I couldn't find online or maybe not for a good price. Here you can negotiate, haggle, trade, whatever you want, but it is absolutely fun to meet these people and kind of barter for the deal that you really want to get. The Game On Expo vendors not only just sell some of the more popular wares of video games related, of course, but even some of the obscure stuff that you'll find: board games, some pop culture stuff, cards, trading cards of all kind, including Pokemon, whatnot. But one of the most interesting things too is some of the self-created things that are not published, on a big scale or from a big publisher or anything like that, big company. Some of these people just represent themselves, artists that sell some fantastic artwork, but also even some sculptors and so on and so forth. So it's absolutely fun to see some of the creativity that this the event brings to the public. Absolutely love it because it's something that we wouldn't otherwise have exposure to if it wasn't for these types of events. Another fun thing about the Game On Expo event is that sometimes you'll meet people that you never really expected to meet, or even might not even known about before, but just kind of learned or seen the name somewhere. My opportunity to meet Robert Rocha here was very interesting. He's the company owner of Sid Seattle Events, known for the coin-operated machines and his collection of pinballs. He was also one of the registered 5-game record holders at Twin Galaxies. Speaking about people with fantastic creative skills, I had the opportunity to meet Sam Bamman from Denver, Colorado. He's the head of Rewind by Design. He creates custom arcade cabinets. It was phenomenal of him to really describe the process that he went through to create each one of these arcade machines. On the right, you'll see Link from Zelda, of course, Scrooge McDuck, you'll see DuckTales, and of course Mega Man. Each of them themed after their own basically game, but just beautifully done. Love the artwork on it. Great job. Aside from all the vendor stops you can make at the Game On Expo event, you can also take a little bit of a reprieve, kick back and play some free arcade games. This is kind of one of the fun perks of going to these events. Some of the things that a lot of these conventions do is bring on some people who are head of other events. They collaborate and bring you some basically fun things to do, like tournaments. You can do card tournaments, tabletop tournaments as well if you're into game boards. And also, of course, the arcade machines. You can play some of the retro stuff as well as some of the new stuff. Later on, you'll see here Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the Nickelodeon version of the 2012 version. I didn't even know this was out until I saw it just a little while ago at my local Fat Cats, which is a fun kind of like arcade and bowling area. But here they brought it for this event, so it's kind of fun to see that they not only bring out some of the old, but even some of the new. I was able to meet the father of an award-winning cosplayer, Amber Skies. This gentleman basically showed me some of his artwork and some of the things that he was really involved in. I absolutely love board games, especially back in the day. I don't have a whole lot. I don't play, and in fact at all anymore. I did when I was perhaps younger, just because I love the little models that it came with, the little figures and whatnot. But I love the fact that he was able to bring some of the old retro board games and layout styles and create a 3D environment out of each of them. So fantastic work. Absolutely love the paint. He kind of gave me a rundown on how he did some of the work. I love the fact that when you go to these types of events, people are willing to share their ideas and what they've done, and they don't keep anything really so secretive. They're willing to kind of express their artistry. So it's kind of nice to have that collaboration and share ideas. Here's a quick shout out to Damon Bowie, the artist behind this particular piece. I absolutely like it just because it's Alien vs. Predator, great depiction of the characters. Here's an example as they're setting up for one of the tournaments, Mario Bros. So a lot of fun to see that they're actually projecting this on a huge screen, retro game of course, but you get a huge crowd, a lot of people playing it. It's a lot of fun. This is perhaps one of my most favorite parts. I got a chance to meet some YouTube celebrities. Here you can see Meadows, aka Black Nerd Comedy, very popular YouTube personality known for his comedic approach to reviews on toys, shows, and movies, basically that are all typically pop culture related. He's very charismatic. I got a chance to meet him. Very lighthearted, upbeat, and hilarious. He had an entire panel. I was able to participate in just a little bit of it, but he had them constantly in an uproar, laughing and applauding on his comments. He is definitely a fantastic entertainer, very humble, and a very likable person. If you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, check it out, Black Nerd Comedy. He is a fantastic reviewer. This was another interesting thing for me, was to meet the developer of the NES Makers. A lot of fun checking it out. He allowed me to go ahead and build my own level in this game, but he was kind of explaining how this game developing software can help you make NES games. A lot of fun, very interesting stuff. Here I was able to meet Brett Weiss, author of the fantastic The 100 Greatest Console Video Games 1977 to 1987, along with some other works. Here are some more YouTube personalities. I was able to meet the Game Chasers Jay and Billy and 8-Bit Eric. So one of the most intriguing and memorable parts of this event for me was having the opportunity to meet some of the actors behind a very memorable game. Of course, Mortal Kombat 1, as some of you guys know. The actors were actually motion captured and pixelated into the game, so these were actual people that were playing in the game that you controlled. So I was able to meet the actor Daniel Pesina, also known as Master Pesina. He was Johnny Cage in the original Mortal Kombat, of course, and he also played Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke, and Noob Saibot. He is currently a martial arts instructor, so very humble guy. Had a small, short, quick conversation with him. Very likable person. Absolutely enjoyed talking to him. I also had a brief moment. I have the autograph. I had to chase down basically a Mortal Kombat 1 game. I couldn't find one for the SNES or any other system other than the Sega Genesis. I never owned a Sega Genesis, but when I found out that these actors were here, I had to scour kind of the floor to find out or find a object that I can have them sign. So I ended up finding this $5 Mortal Kombat 1 for the Sega Genesis, but all three of them signed it. So it was really an amazing experience to, kind of chit chat with them just for a brief moment. So just a quick background here. I was able to meet Anthony Marquez, who portrayed Kung Lao in the Mortal Kombat series. He did stunt work also as Leonardo for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 movie, and he is currently an MMA coach and trains in Wushu martial arts. I also met Elizabeth Melky, who portrayed Sonya Blade in the first MK1 arcade game. She was taught martial arts by Daniel Pesina, this was an interesting fact, who basically helped her develop the Sonya Blade character, and they both kind of created the moves such as the leg grab and the fatal kiss of death, to kind of put that into the game itself. So it was kind of interesting how they created and developed those moves. She currently is a rapid response nurse in Chicago and a charitable activist in the community. So this pretty much wraps up the first day, Friday, August 10th, of the Game On Expo. Absolutely loved it, had a lot of fun. I didn't spend a whole lot of time here. It was just pretty much 4 or 5 hours or so, just kind of going through some vendors and picking up some items and buying some things to support some of the YouTube personalities as well, just because I love their content and I wanted to support them. Of course, I don't have like the most premium digs and finds or the most rare. It's not the point of this video, but I found stuff for myself and my son to play with so that Roman and I can, hopefully do some reviews down the road. We got ourselves the first Chip and Dale for the NES. I know that Chip and Dale, the second one's the more popular or sought after, but we want to play it. We liked it. I liked it when I was a kid. Batman, of course, for the NES. We've got on the far right TMNT 3 Manhattan Project, which I didn't have. I was missing that one. And of course the Mortal Kombat, which again, I don't have a Sega Genesis, but it was just fun to have because I was able to get the actors to sign it. So again, big shout out to all the people who not only created this event and made it happen, made it possible, but for all those who participated on it so far to kind of keep it going. So definitely love it. I encourage you guys to go check it out. If this is your first time on my channel, please make sure you like and subscribe to show your support, and we hope to see you guys in the next video.